gentlemen, welcome to the McMillan Center for Community Engagement for today's ACAA 2025-2026 men's basketball game presented by Murphy's Pharmacies, featuring the University of New Brunswick St. John's Seawolves versus your Holland College Hurricanes. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Epidemic Mi'kmaq is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final home game here at the MCCE for the 2025-2026 season. Therefore, it is Seniors Day here for our men's basketball team. We'd like to take a moment to recognize our graduating players. Neil Shaw, graduating from Business Administration. Braden McDonald, also graduating from Business Administration. Jason Tomlinson, graduating from Architectural Technology. Laurel Bedminster, also graduating from Business Administration. Owen Parsons, graduating from HVAC program. Jamie Martin, graduating from Marketing and Advertising. Spencer Rossiter, graduating from Sport and Recreation Management. Let's have a warm round of applause for our graduating players. Best of luck and thank you for your passion, commitment, and being a part of the Hurricanes family. We now ask that you please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the MCCE here at Holland College. Final regular season game for both these teams. Final home game for Holland College Final broadcast here on Hurricanes TV of the 2025-26 season. On behalf of Jordy in the booth, I'm Ray. Thanks for spending some of your Sunday afternoon with us. As you see the starting lineup for the visiting UNBSJ Seawolves. These two teams played less than 24 hours ago, and it was Darren Clark with 19 points and 8 rebounds to lead the Seawolves to a very convincing victory. We'll talk more about that, I'm sure, as we go through the early stages of the broadcast. And you just saw the Seniors Day presentations for the 7 graduating players from the Hurricanes lineup. 5 of them will make up the starting lineup for this afternoon's game. Jaden Martin, Jason Tomlinson, and Darrell Bedminster, not necessarily regular starters, but all getting the start here for their final home game.
Number 6, Darrell Bedminster, and number 50, Big Owen Parsons. And coach Tim Federick.
Today's officials, Jamie Jeffrey.
Mentioned Darren Clark off the top when we introduced the starting lineup, but a couple of other key players on the Seawolves. Number 9, AJ Nash, leading scorer on the Seawolves. He's 3rd in the conference in scoring. As well as Ethan Shimerda, number 4, who had a quiet game yesterday by his standards, but sits near or at the top in a lot of categories in the ACAA. Rossiter looking to get things started quickly for the Hurricanes. Things got away from the Hurricanes early yesterday. It was 21-7 after the first quarter. So they'll look to change that here this afternoon, as here's Nash backing his way in on Bedminster. Bounce pass down low, Doyle Burton. He led all players with 10 rebounds yesterday. A couple of points to start things off for big Doyle Burton. Here's Jaden Martin, watched by Burton. Martin kicks it over to Bedminster. Bedminster, baseline jumper, off the front of the rim. Big rebound by Owen Parsons. Second chance doesn't drop, and there's Doyle Burton. Mentioned he had 10 rebounds yesterday. On the board early with 1 already today, and here's Nash. Into the corner, Ryan Pollard. That's a 3-point swish for Pollard. Rossiter misses that jump shot, and Pollard takes the rebound up ahead quickly to AJ Nash. Tomlinson blew a tire trying to get back defensively. And once again, the Seawolves starting off very quickly. Points on all 3 possessions to start this game for the road team wearing their black. Jaden Martin for 3, cashes in, cuts into the deficit. Seawolves looking to go 4 for 4 on their possessions early on here. Darren Clark, game high 19 points for him yesterday. And on Tomlinson, 4 for 4 go to the Seawolves. Nice underhand, left-hand layup there for Darren Clark. Bedminster over to Rossiter. Tomlinson now in the corner. Drives in on Shimerda, back for Parsons. Clearing space for Bedminster. Wanted the pick and roll. Martin, another 3-point shot. That rims out, and it's another offensive rebound for Parsons. Bedminster, he'll drive the lane and draw the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. I believe that was Ryan Pollard guilty of the foul. Bedminster misses his first free throw attempt. Free throw shooting has been a story for the Hurricanes over their last several home games. They only shoot 65% as a team coming into this game. 0 for 2 early on here. Nash picks up the dribble, gives it to Clark. Clark, watched by Tomlinson. Step back, fade away. Darren Clark, and the Seawolves are 5 for 5. scoring on all 5 possessions to start this game. Martin directing traffic. Gets it back to Bedminster. Bedminster over to Martin. Nice fake throw. Burton out there, but misses the shot. Darren Clark had 8 rebounds yesterday, on the board with 1 there. Nash, he walks in. Underhand layup doesn't go, and that is the first possession of the game. But the Hurricanes get a stop defensively. Tomlinson now off balance, shot doesn't go. No one around for the Hurricanes rebounding. And Clark back for Shimerda. Spins in on Rossiter. Pass picked off. Owen Parsons read that play nicely. It's back-to-back stops for the Hurricanes in the defensive zone. This bounce pass by Rossiter to find Bedminster. Draws another foul. And he'll go to the line again. Second foul of the game on Ryan Pollard early on. He might be done for the first quarter here with 2 fouls early on. Lance Howlett into the game now for UNBSJ. He was the ACAA Player of the Week last week. Hurricanes number 3 Spencer Rossiter was the Athlete of the Week the weekend before. Bedminster makes his first free throw. Can't make the second once again though, and he's 1 for 4 in the game. Clark once again gets around Tomlinson, reverse layup, draws the foul. Thought he was going to get the roll around the rim as well.
Hurricane number 5, Jason Tomlinson, that's his first team first of the quarter, 6 points from the line to shoot 2.
And Darren Clark good on his first free throw. Shoots 80% from the line this year, 71% the Seawolves shoot as a team. Clark misses the second free throw, but rebounded by their leading scorer, AJ Nash. Nash, nice feed down low to Howlett. That's off of, looked like all 3 Hurricanes in the area and out of bounds. 3 seconds on the shot clock for the Seawolves, so you know they'll probably look to free up Clark or Shimerda. Ethan Shimerda takes the shot, rattles around the rim. Parsons with another rebound. And the Hurricanes can try and cut into this 6-point deficit. Again, things got away from them early yesterday as Parsons called for the travel. So no basket. Hurricanes only shot 25% as a team yesterday. It was a big part in why they only scored 45 points. Nash takes the foul there, going to the hoop. And I was going to say, I believe they're going to call that a shooting foul. So Nash to the line. A couple of late substitutions here by Holland College.
Parsons gives the bench replaced by the short floor. Sean Tomlinson gives the bench replaced by the real Barnes.
All kinds of delays here being caused by the Hurricanes. Late subs and then players needing to tuck their jerseys in. Nash, despite being the team's leading scorer, he's only shooting 67% from the free throw line on the year, but nice stroke on each of those 2 shots. Sends the lead to 8. Almost a miscommunication there. Pass out of reach of Jane Martin, but he did well to pull that one in over the shoulder catch. Martin now for Bedminster. Bedminster. Don't know how he kept his pivot foot on the ground, and Clark couldn't handle the rebound and dribbles it out of bounds.
Clark to the bench for the Seawolves, replaced on the floor by Wilson.
5:09 left in the first quarter. So 6 on the shot clock now. Quentin Martin into the game now for the Hurricanes with the ball. Jump shot beats the buzzer, and he's on the board quickly. He led the Hurricanes at 12 points yesterday. Howlett for 3. Lance Howlett well off the mark. An air ball there for Howlett. He thinks the ball might have been deflected. And the Seawolves now applying a somewhat half-hearted full court press. Still almost catch the Hurricanes on the 8-second violation. Almost had Martin trapped on the corner. And pass in for Braden McDonald into the game now. Jaden Martin, another three-pointer. Cashes in again. Second time he's cashed in from downtown. Ewan Wilson, nice fake there on the shot, but can't get the shot to go. The rebound went through the hands of Deshaun Ford and AJ Nash. Johnny on the spot to put it home for the Seawolves. Now Quentin Martin into the corner for Jareel Tomlinson. Ford for Martin. It's Jaden Martin. Overhand pass gets to McDonald. Back for Quentin Martin. Long range 2. Off the mark. Good rebound by Jareel Tomlinson. And puts it back. Holland College already almost doubling their first quarter output from yesterday afternoon. But here's AJ Nash. Once again, almost uncontested to the hoop. He's having a strong first quarter. AJ Nash for the Seawolves. Ford now for Martin. Martin, off balance shot doesn't go. And again, not a Hurricane in sight to collect the rebound. Seawolves easily come away with it. Shmurda behind the back in traffic. Risky play, but it worked out for him as Nash into the corner. Howlett, another 3. That one cashes in for Lance Howlett, defending player of the week in the ACAA, and AJ Nash takes a quick foul call there. Under 3 to go.
Seawolves foul number 9, AJ Nash. That's his first and third of the quarter. Jay Martin goes to the bench and plays on the floor by number 3, Spencer Rossiter. Hurricanes team possession.
Under 3 to go. Seawolves lead by 8. Already a much better offensive first quarter for the Hurricanes, but struggling to find their footing defensively. Seawolves have already matched their first quarter output from yesterday. As Quentin Martin cashes in. And yesterday was a blowout 91-45 win for the Seawolves. Never really seemed in doubt. And you're going to get a moving screen called. Ernest Vogt called there. Fourth foul of the quarter for the Seawolves. So the next foul will provide the Hurricanes with the bonus. 2.5 minutes to go before quarter time. Quentin Martin in on Howlett. Nice bounce pass to Jareel Tomlinson. He's going to get called for the travel. Darren Clark will run point for the Seawolves on this possession. Feed to Vogt. Bumped there by Martin. Gives it to Howlett. Lance Howlett thought that was going to go straight in, but it rattles around and rebounded by Rossiter. Martin steps on the baseline. Went a little bit too far that time. And now Doyle Burton back into the game for the Seawolves. And His size would be matched as Owen Parsons was about to check back into the game for the Hurricanes. Clark down low for Burton. All alone under the basket. Burton cashes in. Extends the lead back up to 8. Matches, I believe, the biggest lead that Seawolves have had. Rossiter bumped there, but gets it to McDonald. McDonald up top for Martin. Martin, a couple of stutter steps, almost lost the handle. He comes in, off balance shot, falls short. Follows up his rebound and draws a foul. Maybe trying to sell it a little bit there, but it works out. And they're going to call it a shooting foul, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Hurricanes only shooting 65% as a team from the free throw line.
Martin's good on the first, now shooting the second.
1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Misses his second attempt, so it stays as a 7-point game. Clark, nifty ball handling there. Get around Martin. Almost gets around Parsons too. Howlett now, he slices in. Nice feed down low for Burton. He's bumped there by a couple of players looking for a call. Doesn't get one in that pass. Ewan Wilson might have got a hand on that. Disrupting things. Now Jareel Tomlinson goes up to the rim. Second chance opportunity in and out of his hands. Tries to knock it off of Ryan Pollard, but it finds its way to Darren Clark. Wilson, alley-oop for Burton, misses. Saw a lot of nice passing like that from the Seawolves yesterday. Rossiter bounce pass over to McDonald up top for Quinton Martin. Tomlinson over for McDonald. Leaves it for Martin. 5 seconds on the shot clock, final half minute of the quarter. Parsons goes up with a shot, that falls well short. Seawolves will have last possession in the quarter. Up by 7. 12 seconds left now. Clark collides with Martin, finds a little space. Fadeaway shot from the free throw line. Darren Clark makes good on that, extending the lead to 9 as Braden McDonald for 3 from half court. Well off the mark, and the Seawolves lead by 9, but a much better first quarter, especially offensively for the Hurricanes, than they saw yesterday. As we'll roll through the first quarter highlight pack, step aside and rejoin you momentarily as we get set for the second quarter. Seawolves lead by 9. Second quarter of action coming up here in Charlottetown. UNBSJ Seawolves lead by 9 over the Hurricanes. Didn't have a timeout in that first quarter, so didn't have a chance to run you through the standings implications that this game has. UNBSJ and Holland College both could see a lot of movement in the standings based on the outcome of this game and others. UNBSJ coming into this game, hottest team in the ACAA right now, winners of 7 in a row at 13-4. Same number of wins as Mount St. Vincent. Mount St. Vincent in a battle for first place with St. Thomas here this afternoon. St. Thomas losing yesterday to the Mystics. UNBSJ still with an outside shot at finishing second and getting a bye through to the semifinal, as that is turned over through the hands of Doyle Burton. And Quinn Martin goes end to end, misses the shot. Jareel Tomlinson, Johnny on the spot to put the rebound home. The Seawolves are assured to finish no lower than third in the conference, and it's another offensive foul. Doyle Burton not happy with the call. And Seawolves have won 7 in a row. Could finish second. They would need St. Thomas to win today against Mount St. Vincent. And then they would need Mount Allison to beat Mount St. Vincent next weekend, assuming they win today. A loss today would cement the Seawolves at third. That's off of UNBSJ and out of bounds. Holland College, meanwhile, tied with Crandall at 6-11 for fourth place in the standings. That's important because Crandall lost to Kings yesterday as Rossiter steps in, takes a jump shot that misses. Talk more about the standings at the next stoppage as Clark into the corner for Pollard. Pollard steps into the middle off the rim. Rebounded there by Quentin Martin, and Martin will settle things down just for a moment for the Hurricanes. Martin, step back, fade away from the top of the key. Quentin Martin continuing a strong weekend of play. Had 12 points yesterday. Has cut it to a 5-point deficit now. Shimerda up top. Right into the hands of Spencer Rossiter, the ACAA leader in steals. And it's turned over at the other end. AJ Nash back the other way. Nice pass to Pollard. I don't know if even he was expecting it. Nash all the way up top for Shimerda. Shimerda, 3-point shot off the front of the rim, harmlessly out of bounds. And that'll give us a chance to run you through the Holland College implications. So again, Crandall losing yesterday to Kings. That was a big win for Kings as well. They're battling for a playoff spot with Mount A. Currently tied in 6th place, but Crandall has the season series tiebreak over Holland College. So whatever the result today for Holland College, they will look for a Kings win again today. Regardless of the outcome of this game, a Crandall win will put Crandall in 4th, meaning that they would play what would likely be Holland College, should that be the results. So no matter how you look at it, it seems like Crandall and Holland College are going to be set to play in the first quarterfinal. As Burton takes a spill in the offensive zone. Nash steps in, and Conley, I believe that will put him into double digits in scoring in the game. First points of the quarter for UNBSJ coming over 2 minutes in. Jaden Martin, another 3-point shot. Cashes in. Really close to being on that 3-point line, but Shimerda kicks it over. Evan Cartwright had 3 3-pointers in the game yesterday. Can't capitalize on that opportunity. And Jason Tomlinson at the other end can't capitalize. Cartwright comes away with the rebound. Now gets it up ahead to Darren Clark. Clark, I think Quentin Martin may be looking for another cell job on a call there. And goes the other way and buys a call at that end. Cartwright guilty of the foul there as a pair of subs come in for both squads. And not sure, the officials just ruled some kind of a foul on Holland College didn't quite see that one. I believe it's a warning to Quentin Martin for diving, is what I can gather from the exchange with the official for the Holland College bench. As Nash misses the layup, it's a 2-point game now. 6.5 minutes before halftime. Jaden Martin having himself a game here in the first half. Ties this game up. Ernest Voth, open three misses, and 3 Hurricanes converge on the rebound as Jaden Martin comes away with it. Hurricanes wanted the pick and roll to Vashon Ford, but defended well by the Seawolves. Martin has his pocket picked there by Shimerda. And a great bounce pass by Shimerda finds Voth. Retakes the lead for the Seawolves. 5.5 to go before halftime. Back and forth second quarter. Jason Tomlinson, long range jumper, lots of arc on it, but missed the net by a good margin, and now we get a foul called on Quentin Martin. I was waiting to see if they were going to call it an intentional foul or not, but.
Hurricanes foul number 4, Quentin Martin, that's his first, team's first of the quarter. We got a timeout, Hurricanes.
Timeout called by Holland College. And we'll roll the Martin Brothers highlight package, as they've both had good starts to this game. They've combined for 20 of the 27 points for the Hurricanes. Jaden, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. Pacing the Hurricanes to 11 points. Quentin Martin has 9. AJ Nash sitting at 10 points and 3 assists for the Seawolves. Through the opening 14 minutes and 49 seconds here. Again, much closer than it was by this point yesterday. UNBSJ had 36 points in the second quarter and led by 36 at the halftime break. Much tighter here this afternoon, and we saw this in the women's game as well. Holland College controlled much of yesterday's game in the women's side. And it was a little closer until the very end this afternoon. Again, when you play a team in back-to-back days, it can be tough to have the exact same results both days in a row. And we saw that 2 weekends ago when Mount St. Vincent was here. The Mystics rolled to a relatively easy win on the Saturday, but the Hurricanes were on the winning side on Sunday. We've seen lots of crazy things happen here in the MCCE over the years. And after losing by 46 yesterday, you know the Hurricanes are hungry to get back into the win column and again try and get that 4th place spot. That was another air ball by Lance Howlett on the 3-point attempt. He had a good game off the bench yesterday for the Seawolves. Fabian Colley into the game, along with Khalil Smith, who dishes it down low to Jaden Martin. Martin bounce pass into the middle. Nice feed for Colley, who missed. Strong rebound by Ford and draws a foul.
Draws the foul.
We're going to call it on the floor.
Seawolves foul number 23, Evan Kirkman, that is his second team.
So not a shooting foul, so the Hurricanes will keep possession, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Ford wants the inbound. They get it to Bedminster. Swing it over to Khalil Smith. Same play as last time. Jaden Martin looking for someone as an option. Now finds Bedminster. He'll drive in. A lot of contact initiated by Bedminster on Wilson there. And that's off of Evan Cartwright and out of bounds. He's complaining that the reason the ball flew out of his hands was because his arm was pulled down. Khalil Smith, hook shot, that doesn't go, and the rebound batted away to Evan Cartwright. Nash spins around Colley there. Nash, he muscles his way in and takes some hard contact in the paint. I believe that's
number 2, Jaden Martin.
Jaden Martin going to get called. I thought it was going to be Fabian Colley, but it is Martin.
23, Evan Cartwright. And number 13, Ernest Cole.
Nash misses his first free throw. Only 4 points in the quarter so far for the Seawolves, so struggling to find their footing offensively here in the second quarter. As Nash makes the second attempt, and we'll get subbed out Darren Clark back into the game now. Martin watched there by Ewan Wilson. Swings it over to Bedminster, over to Colley. Colley now, lost the handle on it, gets it back. Shot clock winding down. Bedminster tries to beat the buzzer, gets the shot away, and Ford goes down hard in the corner, trying to keep that ball in bounds. Nice effort by Ford. Three-point game, UNBSJ leading. Shimerda fakes a shot, gets it to Howlett. He'll go up with another shot. That one's short again. Starting to find his range here, Lance Howlett today. Bedminster defended well there. Howlett got over in a hurry to take that shot away. Martin on the far side. In the middle for Bedminster. Gets around Howlett this time. Goes up, a lot of contact. I think Bedminster might have initiated a lot of the contact. Foul on Shimerda, and Bedminster will go to the line to shoot 2.
Seawolves foul number 4, Ethan Shimerda. That's his first, team's fourth of the quarter. Throw Bedminster to the line to shoot 2. Good on the first, now shoots the second.
Bedminster makes his first. Second shot upcoming. And Bedminster 2 for 2 from the line that time. Foul called there on Darrell Bedminster, reaching in on Ethan Shimerda. Out of town update on the women's side. University of King's College victorious over Crandall. Shimerda goes in, that shot, nice off-balance shot there by Ethan Shimerda. Extends the SJ lead once again. That win by King's College on the women's side, their first of the season. They travel to Mount A for their regular season finale next weekend. As Martin misses that three-pointer. Nice rebound there by Smith. Right through the hands of Bashawn Ford, though. Out of bounds. And that Kings Mount A game has direct impact on the Hurricanes women's team, as Hurricanes and Mounties in a battle for third place right now. Hurricanes, of course, finishing their regular season out with a pair of wins this weekend. move ahead of the Garnet Gold in the standings. And he's play the Mystics and the Blue Devils next weekend at home in Sackville. Big block there by Bashawn Ford on Ethan Shimerda.
It was score 29 for the Hurricanes, 32 for the Seawolves, 2:07 left in the second quarter. Timeout, Hurricanes. This time up brought to you by.
After you see the replay, Hurricanes use their second timeout of the half with 2:07 to go. Again, a much tighter game than it was yesterday. Yesterday was not close pretty much from the get-go. So credit to the Hurricanes for making some adjustments. Shooting percentage much better now, I would think, than it was yesterday. Again, 25% yesterday as a team. And UNBSJ only 7 points here in the second quarter, still with 2:07 left. Hurricanes shooting 50% from beyond the arc in this one.
On the down scoreboard, Cleveland Cavaliers, Oklahoma City Thunder tied at 71 in the third. 7-1 left to play there. Following the Hurricanes timeout here, Seawolves 32-29. They lead the Hurricanes. 2:07 left in the half.
And I believe one of the officials just warning Tim Kendrick about taking a very long time on that timeout. 9 on the shot clock for the Seawolves to work with here. Inbound deflected by Parsons, but right to Shimerda. Into the corner for Wilson. 4 seconds now. Clark, he goes up, somehow gets that shot away. Both Bedminster and Rossiter got their hands in there. That's Jaden Martin. Watched by Clark. A couple of high energy players guarding each other here. Parsons for 3. Owen Parsons, the big man from downtown, cuts into the lead. Nash dished it to Pollard in the corner. They're going to call Jaden Martin for a foul. We're going to see what the call was. 4 fouls for either team here in the second quarter, so the next fouls would put the opposition into the bonus. Inbound again to Shimerda. Watched very closely by Rossiter. Pollard cross for Ewan Wilson. Wilson for 3 off the backboard. Rebounded calmly by Rossiter. Have to be careful of that pass. Wilson almost stepped in on it. Quentin Martin lost the handle on it. Wants a foul called. And it's Ewan Wilson with a clean breakaway. Puts the layup home. Minute to go here before halftime. UNBSJ with a 4-point lead. Quentin Martin over to Bedminster. Bedminster back for Martin. Martin to Rossiter. Rossiter lines up his 3-point shot. Smooth release of Spencer Rossiter pays off. It's a 1-point game. Final half minute of the half. Nice feed by Clark to find Ryan Pollard cutting into the hoop. And the Hurricanes could have the last possession. Down 3. Shot clock is off. There are 15 seconds and counting to go here in the half. And they'll take the last shot. Martin. Watched by Wilson. Martin goes up with a fadeaway for 2. That's no good, and that'll do it for the first half. Martin looking for another foul, but he's got to be careful. Remember, he got warned earlier in the quarter, I believe. But much better first half for the Hurricanes than they had a day ago. If you were to tell them they'd go into half down 3, I'm sure they would take it. See what adjustments the two teams can make. We'll collect some first half stats and rejoin you in about 14 minutes time for third quarter action. UNBSJ leading by 3 at the half. Moments away from second half action here in Charlottetown. Final regular season game for both these teams. Final home game of the 2025-26 season for Holland College. And for us here at Hurricanes TV. Seawolves lead by 3 at the half, and there you see the shooting percentage slightly better, but not overly flattering for the Hurricanes than it was yesterday, but still a much better half. They were down 36 at halftime yesterday and have cut that down significantly, trailing by only 3 at halftime. AJ Nash for the Seawolves and Jaden Martin for the Hurricanes, each with a game-high 11 points. Other than that, nothing really jumping out from an individual standpoint through the first opening 20 minutes of play here at Holland College. Again, just to remind you of the importance of this game as far as the standings go. Holland College is assured to finish either 4th or 5th. That will mean they will end up playing Crandall in the quarterfinal. So I guess not a huge deal at stake for the Hurricanes. We know they'll play Crandall in the quarterfinal. It just depends who's going to be the number 4, who's going to be the number 5 seed. UNBSJ still with an outside shot at number 2 and a bye to the semifinal. But they need a win today to have any hope of that. And here's Nash. Mentioned 11 points in the first half for him. Spins in on Braden McDonald. Nice feed underneath to Doyle Burton. Burton collects it and puts it home. Early points here for the Seawolves. They scored on their first 5 possessions of the game and have started the second half the same way as Tomlinson goes up off the rim. Rebound goes to Rossiter. Martin wants a little bit of space. Finds it, dishes it for Rossiter. Long range 3 off the backboard, rebounded by Shimerda. Up ahead quickly for Nash. Another bounce pass looking for Burton. Braden McDonald hustling back defensively, knocks that out. Inbound to Doyle Burton. Burton finds Nash, gets around Jarrell Tomlinson. Bobbles it, gets it back, blocked by Owen Parsons.
Owen Parsons with the block.
And a stop defensively for the Hurricanes. Rossiter now for 3. That shot goes up, misses again. Rebounded by Tomlinson. Shot from the free throw line is wide of the mark, and Darren Clark will look to counter for the Seawolves. Another nice pass that I don't know if Burton was expecting, but does well to recover and put it home. He's got 4 points in the quarter already. The only points in the quarter belong to Doyle Burton. Down low, Owen Parsons battling with Burton, kicks it back to Tomlinson. Tomlinson, underhand hook shot, he'll draw a foul. Shimerda doesn't love the call. And as you see the replay coming through here, certainly some contact initiated. And Tomlinson puts the Hurricanes on the board in the third quarter. Cuts the lead back down to 5 for the Seawolves. Again, need this game. Need a win here if they have any hope of finishing with a bye to the semifinal. They will need some help as well. They'll be cheering for St. Thomas this afternoon as the Tommies and Mystics tip off in Halifax. And should Mount St. Vincent lose that one, there'll be big Mount A fans a week from yesterday. Rossiter steps back. Looked like it was going to be a three-pointer, but it rattles around and no good. Here's Ryan Pollard now in on Parsons. Can't get it to go. Darren Clark again. Nobody from Holland College around for the rebound. We saw that several times in the first half in the defensive zone. Or the offensive zone, rather, but see it in the defensive zone there for Holland College. Jaden Martin leaves it for McDonald. This bounce pass around Nash to Parsons. Parsons just lost the handle. Just about 3 minutes into the third quarter. Seawolves now lead by 7 with 7 minutes to go. Clark to Burton. Both had strong games yesterday. Relatively quiet today, but Burton's had a good start to the second half. Big block there by Fabian Colley on Darren Clark. Clark gets it back to Nash. AJ Nash for 3 misses. Clark, nice putback. Making up for the blocked shot a moment ago with a couple of nice plays in the offensive zone for Darren Clark. Colley now bounces again. Parsons down low. Nice pass into the corner for McDonald. Up top for Tomlinson. Good defense there by Ryan Pollard as he now matches up against Jaden Martin. Parsons' jump shot is long, and now Nash quickly back the other way. No look pass. AJ Nash to Doyle Burton. That was a thing of beauty from AJ Nash, one of the league leaders in assists, showing his talents there as Jaden Martin thought about a 3-point shot. I think the UNBSJ women's team in the corner was looking for a travel call, and Clark quickly back the other way, goes under Braden McDonald for another nice layup. And Holland College will burn a timeout in the first half of the third quarter, as they now trail by 11, biggest deficit they've had since, I believe that's the biggest deficit they've had in the game. UNBSJ led by 9 late in the first quarter. And we'll get the full Darren Clark experience through the first 25 minutes of play. And he had 19 points yesterday. Already up to 15 here today. To go with 8 rebounds for Darren Clark. Not the biggest guy on the court, but has been the benefactor of some open rebound opportunities and some good offensive second chance opportunities like you see right there. Remember earlier in the first half, I believe Holland College had a warning for taking too long in a timeout. Much quicker to break the huddle this time. A lot of size on the court for Holland College right now with Bashawn Ford, Fabian Colley, Jason Tomlinson, and Braden McDonald out there. Colley guarded closely by Clark, gets it to Martin. Good switch there by the Seawolves defensively. Colley unable to capitalize on the opportunity. Tomlinson with the rebound. Now McDonald has it, leaves it for Martin. Martin, mid-range jumper drops. Cuts into the deficit. And Clark just lost the handle on that one. Knocks it out of bounds, and the Hurricanes with a good stop defensively. Martin leaves it for McDonald. McDonald up top for Tomlinson. Forward around the perimeter to Colley. Colley runs the baseline. Lost the handle on it. Bounces right to Bashawn Ford, though. Right place, right time for Bashawn Ford. Clark gives it to Ewan Wilson. Ernest Vogt for 3 off the back of the rim. Shimerda knocks the rebound to Vogt. Big collision there with Big Vashon forward, and from the corner, Shimerda picks up the rebound. Lance Hallett really struggling from range today, but can take maybe an assist to Ethan Shimerda off the missed shot. 11-point game once again. McDonald changes direction, leaves it for Martin. Martin back for McDonald, around the horn to Colley. Colley off the back of the rim. Good strong rebound by Braden McDonald. Jaden Martin now from the corner, long range two. Another offensive rebound. Colley a little too close there. Gets his own rebound back that time. Now Ford goes up. Rebound finally controlled by UNBSJ. And we're going to get a foul called on Braden McDonald. Shimerda had a clean break, so maybe a good break there for Holland College to take the foul. Braden McDonald, the guilty party. Shimerda was in clean on a breakaway. As again, some late subs by Holland College.
And Greg McDonald, the bench replaced by Earl Bedminster.
Clark sees a lane, he'll take it. Nice right-handed underhand layup there by Darren Clark. Kind of taking over this third quarter has Darren Clark. Tomlinson now down low, battling there with Shimerda, kicks it out to Martin. Quentin Martin into the game now. Loses the dribble, gets it back to Bedminster for three. Looked like that was on target from here, but just off. 13-point UNBSJ lead. Ewan Wilson from the free throw line spins and shoots. That doesn't drop. Good rebound there by the diminutive Durrell Bedminster. Martin spins in the paint, leaves it for Bedminster. Nice team defense here by the Seawolves. Lots of switching. Ford wanted it. They gave it to him, but it's in and out of his hands as Darren Clark disrupted the pass. Up ahead quickly goes Howlett for Volk. Into the paint for Clark. Clark misses that shooting opportunity, but that's the guy you want taking the shot. He's had a hot hand here in the third quarter. All weekend, really, for the Seawolves. Now Bedminster, he'll settle things down. Bedminster back for Martin. Martin, he'll line up a three-point shot. Right over top of Ewan Wilson. Cuts the lead down to 10. Shimerda quickly for Howlett. Howlett in on Colley, and Colley draws the charge. Tough game for Lance Howlett continues.
The Seawolves called for the charge. That's his second foul. Team second of the quarter.
2:06 to go in the third quarter. 10-point game. AJ Nash back into the game. Worth noting, too, that last shot by Darren Clark was his first miss of the game. He was 8 for 8 before that. Now 8 for 9. Martin for Tomlinson. Back to Martin. Martin, in the corner, gets back to Bedminster. Bedminster drives the lane. He'll draw a foul. Seen that all game long from Quentin Martin and Durrell Bedminster going in and initiating contact, but body language sells the call. Now Bedminster to the line to shoot two.
Bedminster to shoot two.
Misses his first, so it stays a 10-point game. Catches it in the second opportunity, though. Cuts lead to single digits now. Just quick pass there by Ewan Wilson. AJ Nash really tough in the paint, and a scary collision there as Bedminster and Rossiter collided. Both seem to be okay. Bedminster now with it for the Hurricanes. Looking looking for a little space. Again, initiates some contact, but lost handle on the ball. Now Bedminster collides there. Howlett goes up with it. He'll draw a foul that time. Quentin Martin, I think, is going to get called for it. They're going to call Jason Tomlinson, excuse me.
First foul number 5. This one comes his second quarter. That's it. Let's Howlett the line to shoot 2.
And Howlett,
Bricks on the first.
a little long in his first attempt. The game stays at a 9-point Seawolves lead. And Howlett goes 0 for 2. Nash picks up the rebound though. Can't cash in. Howlett, second, third chance opportunity for Lance Howlett. Restores a double-digit lead for the Seawolves. Now the full court press being applied. Rossiter and Bedminster looked like it was at 16 seconds, but doesn't matter as the pass by Bedminster sailed into the UNBSJ bench. So pressure pays off that time for the Seawolves. Last minute of the third quarter, Ryan Pollard with control for UNBSJ. Nash with it. A lot of contact being initiated by Quentin Martin in this game. Howlett now. He kicks it out. Pollard, wide open 3. Ryan Pollard long, rebounded by Howlett. Nice feed from AJ Nash, and they get the hoop and the harm. AJ Nash showing why he is second in the conference in assists with a great feed down low through traffic to Ryan Pollard. Pollard with a nice finish and now can complete the 3-point play. A little short, and we're going to call Nash for a foul on the rebound opportunity. Second foul of the game on AJ Nash. 30 seconds left exactly in the third quarter. 13-point Seawolves lead, biggest lead of the game for them. Up ahead quickly to Rossiter. Rossiter, he'll charge in. Swings it back out to Martin. Martin, tough break on the rim there. And with 14 seconds left in the quarter, AJ Nash goes in. Nice calm layup there by AJ Nash. And Jaden Martin, he'll look for a buzzer beater. He'll go in. It looked like Howlett might have got a hand on that, but Jaden Martin capitalizes, and it's a 13-point UNBSJ lead as we go into the fourth quarter. Lots of time left. Anything can happen in the final 10 minutes. Jordy will roll through the third quarter highlight pack. We'll step aside for a moment and get set for the fourth quarter here at Holland College. Fourth quarter about to start here in Charlottetown. UNBSJ is going to have the first possession with a 13-point lead. Here's Darren Clark, who's been the man of the day. 17 points, 8 rebounds for him. Only one missed shot for Darren Clark in the game as well. So keep an eye on him, especially in tight. But it's AJ Nash. Down low to Ernest Vogt. Spins around Rossiter. Back out for Nash. Takes the shot. Now he'll drive in. AJ Nash blocked there by Rossiter. And it's off of Holland College and out, but it's a shot clock violation. So the Hurricanes with a big stop to open the fourth quarter. Rossiter up top for Tomlinson. Into the corner, Jaden Martin, long two misses. And Clark make that 9 rebounds for Darren Clark. 1 away from a double-double for him. Once Nash down low gives it to him, it's going to be a foul on Quinton Martin. Mentioned it a couple minutes ago. He's been initiating a lot of physical contact in this game. Both defensively and offensively. Called for it in the defensive zone there. Still opening minute of the fourth quarter. Looking for our first points of the quarter. Rossiter read that play. Makes the steal. Misses the layup though, and it's going to be off of Ernest Vogt and out of bounds. Martin inbounds to Rossiter. A lot of traffic from Darren Clark. I thought that was just out of Rossiter's hands and out. They're going to say Clark knocked it out. Rossiter in for Martin. Martin for Martin. Down low for Parsons to Rossiter. Very close to the sideline there. Martin for 3 off the back of the backboard, and good rebound there by Quinton Martin as it bounced to him. Nice reverse left-hand layup for Quinton Martin. First points of the quarter come over a minute in, and it cuts the lead down to 11. Up top, Darren Clark, wide open 3. Darren Clark, not a man you want to leave with a shot that open. Brings the lead up to 14. Biggest lead in this game is that pass by Jaden Martin. Way over the head of Spencer Rossiter and out of bounds. As we get some quick maintenance to the floor as Darren Clark went down hard in the paint, I believe. Out of town score update. University of King's College up on Crandall early. Still first quarter, but up 12. And that affects where Crandall and Holland could end up in the standings, although and they're waiting to see if that shot's going to count or not. They are going to count the basket, I believe, which would mean UNBSJ would get a possession back here. That was Darren Clark with another 3-point shot. I believe the officials are just talking it over. And they are going to count it as Darren Clark continues a really impressive game. And we're going to get another timeout called by Holland College as we show you the ball movement of the UNBSJ Seawolves here this afternoon. Again, Jordy and I were impressed by it yesterday, but they've continued that trend here. As you see AJ Nash with a couple of nice no-look passes, bounce passes on the fast break. Nice easy feed there in the first half to Ewan Wilson. Darren Clark now 2 for 2 from beyond the arc in the last couple of possessions. He's 10 for 11 shooting in the game. So you see another no look from Nash. That one may be the most impressive one, through a couple of Hurricanes' hands. Clark up to 23 points in the game. He's also sitting at 9 rebounds. And again, we know Crandall and Holland will play in the quarterfinal. It just depends who's going to be technically the home team with the higher seed. Both teams on the low end of the wrong end of the scoreboard in their games right now. Reminder, Crandall has the tiebreak over Holland College in the season series, 2-1. A win here for UNBSJ would at least give them a chance at the 2 seed and a bye into the semifinal, as Owen Parsons with a big block in the defensive zone for the Hurricanes. Shimerda, nice long inbound pass to Nash. Nash over to Shimerda. Shimerda for 3 off the front of the rim. McDonald with the rebound for the Canes. Up ahead to Jade Martin. Martin for Rossiter. Thought about a 3-point shot. Now Martin will take one. Jade Martin off the back of the rim. McDonald battles for the rebound. Takes the double-double away from Darren Clark. Rossiter for 3, but his heel just on the sideline. So it's a turnover by the Hurricanes. St. Thomas and Mount St. Vincent are battling. That game is scheduled to start at 5 p.m. local time this evening. First place on the line in the ACAA as Evan Cartwright for 3. Off the mark. Good rebound by Doyle Burton. Off the side of the backboard. Third chance opportunity. And it's A.J. Nash for 3. Opens up a 20-point lead for the Seawolves with just over 7 minutes to go. Do you think the Seawolves want to crack at that number 2 seed? That shot well off the mark by Quentin Martin. Again, initiating contact and then looking for a foul call. That's been the story of Quentin Martin's day. Shot was over the net and off the net apparatus that holds the backboard into place, so they will rule that out of bounds. And now the Seawolves will take over. 7 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Seawolves with a comfortable 20-point lead. Nash looks for Burton down low, batted away by Parsons, got the big mid in there. Now it's Jaden Martin. He's looking for a late foul call. And he's going to get a call, but it's a technical on Martin. Yeah, maybe Martin showing a little frustration, looking for a foul call as he gets teed up. And it'll be Shimerda taking the free throw. He's the best free throw shooter in the conference at almost 90% coming in. And shows why there. No commentator's jinx that time, Jordy. .21 lead now. AJ Nash at the controls for UNBSJ. Nash, he goes in and puts that home. You've seen Nash do that a few times in addition to his strong passing game as well. Hands pass down low to Parsons. Parsons and Burton battling with each other. Braden McDonald doesn't get the bounce that time, and Howlett back the other way for the Wolves. Into the corner for Shimerda. Shimerda, and yeah, he's going to get called for the travel there. No argument from anyone on the Seawolves side that time. Bedminster now with it. Up ahead for Khalil Smith. Back for Bedminster. Down low for Parsons. Parsons, he'll back his way in, but a strong rebound there by Burton draws a foul. Parsons guilty of the foul there.
Hurricanes foul number 15 on Parsons, his second, team's fourth of the quarter.
Fourth foul of the quarter already on the Hurricanes. So the next foul will put one of the best free throw shooting teams in the conference to the line. Nice move by Nash there to get the half-court line on Bedminster, and sees another lane. Nice pass by Nash into the middle, and Burton from almost the other side of the basket somehow got that in. And a block there by Lance Howlett on Braden McDonald. Hurricanes will keep possession. Well, we came down gingerly on that left leg. Trying to walk it off in the corner. And Jarrell Tomlinson draws the foul at the basket. And his free throws are going to be an opportunity to talk you through the playoff scenario at the top end of the conference against St. Thomas and Mount St. Vincent battling for first place today. St. Thomas at 14-3, Mount St. Vincent at 13-3. That season series is tied 1-1 entering today's action. So the winner of that game will be the number 1 seed. Both teams looking for a bye through to the semifinals. St. Thomas already has it. As Colley finds an open lane there. St. Thomas has the tiebreak over St. John, so no matter how that game this afternoon turns out, St. Thomas will finish ahead of St. John. St. John assured no less than the 3 seed as AJ Nash showing off some good composure in tight. Seals are the defending ACAA champions as well. As Jarrell Tomlinson airballs that one. Colley gets it to Bedminster. He goes up, draws the foul. If this score holds up against a 25-point game now with under 5 minutes to go, so assuming this holds up, the Seawolves will go into the playoffs, the hottest team in the league. This afternoon would be their 8th win in a row. And maybe peaking at the right time. If this score and the out-of-town score hold up, both Holland and Crandall would go into the playoffs playing each other, both on 4-game losing streaks. So something's going to have to give in that quarterfinal. And that's hosted by Mount St. Vincent, I believe 2 weekends from now. As Lance Howlett called for a moving screen. And now UNBSJ up 23 will dip into deep into the bench. Bedminster swings it over to Smith. Colley now with it on the far side. Bedminster lines up a 3-pointer, that's short. And the rebound off Jarrell Tomlinson and out of bounds. Again, there are still some games left on the schedule after today. Both involving the Mount Allison Mounties, who are battling Kings for the final playoff spot. So that game next weekend, final game of the season on Sunday, could very well determine who gets the final playoff spot. As both draws a foul call there, and that's going to be the bonus now for St. John. Mount St. Vincent, 2 games left, including the one today. Mount Allison, 2 games left next weekend against the Mystics and against Kings. Like I said, that game on March 1st. Could determine that final playoff spot in the league. And Vogt goes 2 for 2 from the line. And I mentioned UNBSJ dipping deep into their bench in the late stages here. Darren Clark is still on the court. Maybe they're just looking to get him that elusive double-double. He's been stuck at 9 rebounds for the majority of the second half. That's Volk with the rebound there. Clark, watched by Bedminster, drives in, big block there by Colley, and Clark goes down hard. And they're going to call the contact. It was a big block, but I think you're going to see a little bit of contact. It sounded worse than it looked. Clark, the leading scorer in the game. Well over 20 points at this point. And rims out on the second attempt. 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here. UNBSJ comfortable 26-point lead. They've really poured it on here in the second half. Only 18 points for the Hurricanes since the halftime break. And they'll stay stuck at 18 for the time being as Bedminster into the middle for Tomlinson. Down low, Colley looks for Tomlinson again. Clark with the steal, but it's picked his pocket is picked by Khalil Smith. Colley, second chance opportunity goes. As the Hurricanes finally hit the 20-point mark in the second half. Trishini into the game. Weak pass into the corner, and think someone got a hand on it coming out of his hands as Khalil Smith going end to end. Colley again, Johnny on the spot. Good garbage time points here for Fabian Colley. Clark again, 1 rebound away from a double-double. And that ball somehow ended up in his hands. And Holland College will use their final timeout of the game, and we're going to see Neil Shaw come into the game, one of 7 graduating players honored in a pregame ceremony.
Today's final timeout is timeout brought to you by Murphy's Pharmacies. Murphy's Pharmacies for the pharmaceutical leaders.
So UNBSJ again looking for a chance at that number 2 seed. They'll be watching that Mount St. Vincent St. Thomas game closely. Probably be the biggest Tommies fans in the Maritimes watching that one. And then next weekend, should St. Thomas beat Mount St. Vincent, St. John would still be at 14 wins. Mount St. Vincent would be still at 13 going into their last game at Mount Allison. And then UNBSJ would become very big Garnet and Gold fans next weekend. Mount A would need a couple of wins to get back ahead of Kings for the final playoff spot. AJ Nash came into this game with 86 assists on the season. He has 7 in this one. As Bedminster, nice layup there for Darrell Bedminster. Nash also has 20 points for the Seawolves. Ewan Wilson has his pocket picked by Bedminster there. Gets it to Jarrell Tomlinson off the backboard and in. And we get a substitution, Evan Cartwright into the game. 1:51 to go here, 20-point UNBSJ lead. Evan Cartwright for 3, that's a little bit short. Tomlinson takes the rebound, gives it to Bedminster. Bedminster, that pass, miscommunication with Khalil Smith, goes out of bounds. And Toshimi for three, rims out. Good rebound there by Eamon Johnston. And Toshimi dished it off, but took too many steps before he did. As we approach the 1 minute mark of the fourth quarter, Seawolves still lead by 20. Bedminster for two. That's no good. Robertson, I believe, with the rebound there for the Seawolves. Step back fadeaway for Robertson, misses, and another good rebound there for Colley. Gets it up for Khalil Smith. Over to Bedminster, colliding there with Ewan Robertson. Robertson's going to get called for the foul.
Seawolves foul the number 8, Ewan Robertson. That's his first, team's fourth of the quarter.
51 seconds to go if you round up. Bedminster, Tomlinson to Shaw. Shaw, long range two. Doesn't quite go. Even the UNBSJ bench was up on their feet for that one. 38 seconds to go. .20 UNBSJ lead. UNBSJ will be content to let things grind out here. There's a foul called on, I believe it's Jarrell Tomlinson. And Toshimi good on his first attempt. And that's in and out of the hands of Eamon Johnston. And so the Hurricanes will get one final opportunity in the regular season. It's about a 1.5 second difference between shot clock and game clock here. And here's Shaw into the corner for Smith. Back to Shaw. Shaw lines up another two-pointer. That's off the mark. He'll get another chance here. And Neil Shaw cashes in to the delight of the home crowd. Not a regular player in this lineup. And that will do it for the 2025-26 ACAA regular season. UNBSJ, a pair of convincing wins. They'll go into the playoffs. Smoking hot, winners of 8 in a row. And that'll do it for the regular season broadcast from us here at Holland College as well. On behalf of Jordy running the controls, Jonathan running the event. Thanks for spending some of your 2025-2026 with us. Tune in for the playoffs in a couple weeks' time, hosted by Mount St. Vincent. And to close out 2025-2026, thanks for joining us here on Hurricanes TV. Have a good rest of your Sunday.